Welcome back to the channel. One of the things I wanted to cover today is the fact that I set this bike up to go do a specific job, and that was to ride a portion of the South Carolina Adventure route, to include the ride down there, meet up with some friends, Frank, Greg, and Timmy, and ride down to the rally. Now before I did that, I looked at the preparation of the bike, the biggest thing being tires. I knew I was going to have sand. I knew I was going to face some challenging conditions off-road, to include mud. Mostly sand was probably the biggest challenge. But I put these tires on before I left, and I did about 1,000 miles total. So we're going to take a look at how they turned out, or what type of wear they have now after doing both road, on-road, off-road, sand, dirt, etc., etc. Again, 1,000 miles. I guess that's about 1,600 kilometers. So stay tuned and we'll go over it. We're going to start with the front tire. I like to start from the front. As you can see, a lot of knobs, and I covered this in a previous video, which I'm going to reference. I'll probably include in this video, but aggressive tread, but you know what? They did really well on the street. I'm extremely surprised how well they did on the road down there and back, of course, taking roads, highways, etc. Where they really stood out, where they really shined, was in the sand. Again, these are a little bit wider. They're 100 millimeters wide instead of 90. This tread pattern worked excellent in the sand. Enabled me, once I got a little bit of speed up, to float on top of the sand, and it did a lot better than I thought it would. And the wear, again, there's no appreciable wear after 1,000 miles on this front tire. I'm just amazed. Looking at the rear tire, which some like to call the paddle tire, and I'm going to show this to you. This is after 1,000 miles. Yes, it's worn, but I've maybe lost about 3, maybe 4 millimeters of tread, a very, very little tread loss. And they actually perform really well on the road too. You would think with all these gaps in this very aggressive knobby setup that they would do terrible, but they actually did pretty good. The only issue I found is if you get up to speed about 70 miles an hour, these suckers really start whining really, really bad, and it becomes an annoyance. I mean, even with earplugs in, you could hear these suckers singing. But overall, they performed extremely well, and I'm very happy with them. They are MOTOZ RALLZ tube type in the back, and up front, it is MOTOZ Tractionator Desert HT. HT stands for hard terrain. But I can't say enough about these tires, guys. They're amazing. It was definitely worth the money. They're a little more expensive than some other tires, but these MOTOZ tires perform really, really, really well. I'm very happy with them. If you're going on a long road trip, they might not be the right tire for you, especially on a DR. But if you're going to do some fun stuff out in the woods or on trails, off-road, I'm telling you, they'll get you there on-road, but off-road, these things really kick butt, and they're definitely worth the money. Here's a comparison with some of the other more popular rear tires for dual sports, also, you know, on off-road. Right here we have the Tusk D Sport, we have a Dunlop D606, and of course the MOTOZ Tractionator RALLZ. As you can see, looking at all three treads, I would say the D606 has the tightest spacing on lugs. The second one would be the Tusk D Sport, and of course the RALLZ has quite the wide spacing on lugs. All these are good tires. It's just that I like to match the tires front and rear, and I mean any of these are going to work, but I'm telling you that the RALLZ just really kicked butt. If I could rank them in performance, I would say MOTOZ number 1, Tusk D Sport number 2, and Dunlop D606 number 3. Just what I've experienced. You know, maybe different for you. But here's a quick comparison of the tread on each tire, and you can kind of see the differences, because these are all popular as far as for dual sports to go off-road and do the fun things off-road. So there's a comparison for you in the rear. Moving on to the front, as you can see the different tread patterns for the three really popular sets of tires. We have obviously the MOTOZ Tractionator Desert HT, This is the Dunlop D606, and this is the Tusk D Sport. All great tires. Don't get me wrong. They're all great. These tires right here seem more planted on the trail, and also as far as the hard pack sand, the deep sand, gravel, etc. They really perform well. The D606, I've had issues with it wanting to kind of wash out at times, and that may be because it's the spacing of the lugs. I'm not sure. The Tusk D Sport, a little bit of the same issues. They all do really good. Don't get me wrong. But my preference is this one right here. One thing you will notice with the Fatty, the 100mm wide tire, when you get off road, it's kind of subtle, but you'll notice a difference. It is a little harder to turn because it's wider. Especially on hard pack stuff, it makes it, you can tell the difference. But it's not an issue, and you get a lot for it. And I mentioned before, it gets up on the sand. If you're in a sandy area, it does extremely well. Very well performance, corrects really quick as far as deep sand, etc. So I would rank them 1, the Tractionator, 2, the D Sport, and 3, the Dunlop D606s. Again, all great tires, but that's my preference. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, this is just something I've learned over time, and I hope this helps you guys when trying to make a decision on tires. I can't say enough about the MOTOZ, so I'm really happy. You know, I'm in that camp of MOTOZ or nothing, but if I have extra tires, I'm probably going to use the other ones until I wear them out. But preferences would be MOTOZ. And hope you're doing good. Have a great day. Like and subscribe as always, and share this video if you know somebody that might be, you know, interested in this information and might help them. So until next time, guys, cheers.